Hey, Mindy here. I am here with my cork dork husband, Eric, and we are here to introduce you to our new spring release wines for wineandjazz.com. We're very excited. Obviously, you're excited.
Hey, Mint, I got a question for you.
Yeah?
You ever open up a bottle or have someone open a bottle, maybe at a restaurant, and the first thing they do is they smell the cork, right?
I've seen that, yeah.
What does the cork smell like?
It smells like a cork.
It smells like a cork. So anybody that you ever see that opens up a bottle and smells a cork, it smells like a cork.
So it doesn't tell you, I thought it was supposed to tell you if the wine was good, if it...
Tells you nothing. I mean, you could examine the cork see if the wine leaked or not, but it tells you nothing. But if you smell the wine, and it smells a little bit like your cork, then you got a problem.
All right, these are good cork dork tips right here.
But maybe I went too fast. Go ahead.
I like this stuff. This makes the wine better. Teaches me stuff.
Smells like a cork.
Okay, so we're here to introduce you to these wines. We're going to do a quick tasting and just have some fun. But join us May 23rd. That's my birthday. Facebook Live. We are going to be live 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go through a full tasting, a cooking show of things to pair with these wines that pair perfectly, and of course a music show. And it's my birthday, so you kind of have to come, right?
It's your birthday?
It's my birthday, May 23rd.
I mean, I knew that it was your birthday. I already have your present.
Of course. It's going to be a bottle of wine, isn't it?
It's going to be hundreds of them or thousands of them, what we have now.
Go, if you're not one of our club members, because our club members just got these shipped to them this week. If you're not one of those people, then go order these wines at wineandjazz.com and taste through them live with us on May 23rd.
We'll do it live. All right, so I want to pour you a little. We're going to go through both wines right now. I'm very excited about these. I mean, this is what this segment's mostly about, is let's talk about the wines. We'll talk a little bit about the music and the packaging as well, but let's dive into the wines a little bit. So I poured myself a little bit of our brand new 2022 Flower Child Sonoma Coast Rosé. Actually, Rosé of Pinot Noir. So, can I pour you some?
Oh, I actually poured myself some.
Hey, wait a
minute earlier.
We agreed to not pour it until the video. Anyway.
You know what? It was taking too long and I needed the wine.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. It happens when you get older. Anyway, so... All right, so let's talk a little bit about rosé. So what I love about rosé, a couple things, is that we always launch this wine this time during the year because of May, and because May is usually what?
An awesome month going into summer, and you always want to drink rosé
around the summer, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you look at where rosés come from, back in the many, many years. In the U.S., we've just found them 10 or 20 years ago now. I mean, within the last 10. I remember when I first got in the wine business 20 years ago, you would not see a rosé anywhere other than White Zinfandel, which is a rosé technically, but not at the fine level that the rosés have become now, right?
I mean, they're super hipster now. They're everywhere in bulk.
And so where they were always hipster was in Europe, and definitely in Champagne. The rosés are actually sometimes more expensive than the regular champagnes. But in Europe, and especially it's warmer in Italy and Spain and these regions that are high wine regions in France. So rosé was always a selection of choice. It was mostly consumed by immigrants or people that worked in the vineyards because they would get a little runoff from the wine that they were making. If they were making this real big red Chianti, right when they picked the grapes, the runoff would be like this rosé, and it goes perfect with salamis and those kind of things. So that's kind of the origin.
Everything pairs with salami.
Seems to go with
my
salami
cork
in this
husband.
house.
Oh my gosh.
And pepperoni. And prosciutto.
Okay.
And mozzarella. Anyway, so
actually, we are going to pair it with a charcuterie plate, but
yes,
there's going to be some other cooler things that actually really go with this wine.
All right, so I want you to kind of envision where this wine comes from. So Sonoma Coast is technically, literally, and figuratively, not figuratively, literally, exactly what it means. The Sonoma Coast is a very cold and very rugged coast. Not a lot of people know this, but the ocean comes from Alaska in California. The ocean current comes down from Alaska, so it's always very cold, even on 100-degree days, which is perfect for rosé. So what grapes do you use in rosé out in regions like that? Well, you can use any red wine grape. This is a Pinot Noir. You can use Grenache. You could use Cabernet Sauvignon. But I find that the rosés, you want your rosés delicate. You want them to have a higher acidity so you get these beautiful fruit notes that we're going to talk about here in a minute. So I find that the Pinot Noir grape lends itself to typically the best rosé in the world because it's going to, first off, have this style and the freshness. And secondly, you get to grow Pinot Noir mostly and Chardonnay in these cool regions. And Sonoma coast is cool. If we hit 100 here in Healdsburg, let's say this week, out on the coast in the morning, it'll be 40-something degrees, maybe hit 70 during the day and back down.
Yeah.
That fog comes in and out fast. And these grapes love that because your coolness at night retains the acidity, which is all about, if you don't know what acidity is, when you smell this wine, it's all about the freshness, the fresh fruits. And typically acidity will come across in ways like bright tropical fruits, bright citrus.
Yeah.
This wine comes across in more of that bright red fruit, which is raspberry, right, strawberry, and those kind of things. Little peach. But let's talk about styles of rosé. Now, you see our color here is more of a salmon, and there's some condensation on the bottle, but you see it's a beautiful salmon, which you probably equate to Provence, right, in France, south of France. Yeah. Which has a similar environment, Mediterranean, right, like we have here. Warm days, but very cool nights because it's influenced by the sea right there, right? So, but we love wines that are more of a salmon color, which means to us that it doesn't have as much red skins, red wine in it. You know, the winemaker has chosen to put a little skins on contact with the wine for the color, because the skin gives you the color from the red grape, and then you get it off right away in that beautiful salmon color. So I suggest that you look for that salmon color. There's going to be good rosés out there that have that rich rose color, but typically they're sweeter or sweet, or they're just not well made, or they're made with a heavy-handed grape like a Cabernet, and I don't think you're going to get that beautiful, perfect style that we have here. Now, I did mention the word sweet. This is a dry wine, 100% dry. Dry meaning that there's no sugar, no sweetness. The wine is so bright and so beautiful that it holds up to that dryness. You know, it holds up that you don't need any sweetness on this wine. If you love sweet wines, this is your entry. This is your gateway into it. I mean, it really is.
Is it?
It's not sweet, but it is absolutely outstanding in terms
you taste
of this beautiful,
fruit.
bright fruit.
Yeah,
right.
it's beautiful.
There's an elegance to it, but there's also backyard pool to it as well. Like, it just feels like it wants to be chilled. Okay, so we call this wine Flower Child. Now, this is one of our first brands that we've ever developed. We actually came up with this brand when we were walking a hike up in the LA hills. Was it one of the canyons or something like that?
It was Runyon Canyon.
The famous Runyon Canyon, which right below that is some of the greatest music that's ever come out of California or the world.
Yeah, it's right off Laurel Canyon.
Off Laurel Canyon, which kind of makes sense. We were thinking that in Laurel Canyon, and I'll let you take it over here in a second about the music, but in Laurel Canyon, you know, there was a movie, right, on Laurel Canyon not too long ago. And it was all about the hippie movement with Crosby, Stills and Nash and Bob Dylan and all these
Johnny Mitchell
and all these great musicians that came into Woodstock. And we're like, well, we're here in the Hollywood Hills. Kind of a flower child movement started below us in the hills here. Yeah. So why don't we call it Flower Child? So.
Well, and this wine, it's, you know what? It's lovely. It's beautiful, and it's accessible. It's not like someone's going to drink this wine and say to you, "Oh, this is for wine snobs only." You really have to, you know, think about this wine. You don't. You just drink it, and it tastes like all these beautiful fruits, and you know, and it's got this beautiful nose. So for me, it was that accessible, lovey, peace and love kind of thing. I was born in the summer of '69, so why not call it Flower Child? Woo! This is on the playlist. He's going off the playlist. We have a playlist for every bottle of wine we have.
Sorry, it was a little loud there. But
That's
I love
all right.
the song, right? Oh, so yes, on Spotify we have a channel, right? And I have all the labels. You look for the Flower Child channel or the playlist on our Wine and Jazz.
Yeah, go to Spotify, type in the search engine, go wineandjazz.com.
Right.
And no spaces. You're going to see our logo of Wine and Jazz. It's a white logo. And then every wine we have has a playlist.
Yeah.
So turn it up and drink. Wait, play another.
All right, wait. What do you want me to play?
Son of a Preacher Man, little Dusty Springfield.
This
Woodstock, James Taylor. Sure.
Get ourselves
Back
back to the garden. Yeah.
All right, here we go. I gotta fast forward a little bit. 'Cause this is a quick video. We gotta move through it, right?
Little Dusty Springfield.
All right, so that is our 2022 Flower Child Sonoma Coast Rosé, shipping around the country right now. I would say that it's definitely a representation of one of the finest rosés you can get in California, so please, buy a bottle, buy a case, buy a truckload.
Well, actually, you get 30%
Fill your
off.
pool with it.
If you buy 6 bottles, 30% off shipping. And then you get free shipping if you buy a case. So you can choose any of our wines.
Are we trying to make money on this wine or just give it away?
These should be a couple of the wines you get, but try some of our others too. But you can go through the tasting with us with these.
All right. So that is our rosé. Do you want to move on to the next wine there, Cork Dork Wife?
Okay, I can now.
All right. Let's do that. Okay. So the next wine we have, again, very excited about this wine for a couple reasons.
Okay.
It is Oregon-based, right?
Yeah.
And to me and to us, Oregon is all about 2 wines, Pinot Gris and Pinot Noir. And Pinot Noir, we just did a Pinot Gris, right?
Yeah,
in our Soundwave, right? Pinot Gris.
Yeah.
And still have that wine left.
It was
Unbelievable.
amazing.
But we have a Pinot Noir. So if you guys have noticed, we have a new partner, a new winemaker in Oregon, in the Rogue Valley, which is right south of Portland. Very famous wine region, and the world is definitely recognizing Oregon as one of the quintessential Pinot Noir regions in the world.
Yeah.
You could tell that because French families, very famous Burgundian French families that make Pinot Noir in France, are opening wineries in this region.
In Oregon?
Yeah, it's just in this just particular region too. It's really, Domaine Drouin did this many, many years ago, one of the first to go in. So it just validates what we're starting to really learn here.
So we're super cool for doing this and using a winemaker in Oregon, is what you're saying?
We're actually cooler because though having a Burgundian winery, or a domain they call it there, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's cooler? We have music. That's right.
Woo! Ah.
That's right. All right. So what we have here is our 2021 Rogue Valley Viva la Sol Pinot Noir, right? So let's talk a little bit about Pinot Noirs in general. Now, we did about this wine. By the way, this wine has the same level of grape. Oh, can you... Here, I'll give you the corkscrew. Can you open this bottle for me, please?
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna... Oh, hold on. I got this.
Wait a minute. Is that a corkscrew? Is that a corkscrew, or you just happen to see me?
Woo! This is our first screw top red wine, and I'm pretty excited,
What'd
obviously.
you call it, a screw top?
Screw top?
Like a tube top?
Screw cap?
Screw cap.
Oh. Look, I'm the music version of...
Yeah.
I'm the music, he's the wine.
If you're going to wear a tube top, I'll let you say anything you want.
I'm not going to wear a tube top, no.
Right, I tried, guys. Sorry, I tried. All right, so let's talk about the screw cap, actually, before we talk about the wine. So screw caps. The debate on screw caps in general. Let's talk about in general. So I am very strong on them for white wines, other than Chardonnays. So let me take a step back. So
wait, you're 4?
I'm 4.
Okay.
I'm 4 screw caps because screw caps are all about retaining freshness. Okay, does not really allow the wine to age. If you have a cork, one of the things that does actually happen with corks is there's a thing called micro-oxygenation, that a little bit of oxygen gets through the sides of the cork and actually gets into the wine over a very long period of time. It takes a long time for that to do. Years. But that's why some red wines, and studies have shown that it actually benefits from that. But the bigger reds, the Cabernets, the Zinfandels, the Petit Syrahs, and by the way, Chardonnays too. It's kind of a bigger profile white wine, right?
Yeah.
But in the wines that are more have a freshness to them, you're going to start seeing them more, definitely in Sauvignon Blancs, Pinot Gris, Rosés, that kind of stuff, right? But in terms of this region's Pinot Noir, now our other Pinot Noirs, right, were from San Luis Obispo. They were from Russian River.
Yeah.
So they're earthier. They're big Pinots.
Yeah.
What comes out of Rogue Valley in Oregon, in my opinion, is much more delicate, highly elegant, lighter style. So for those of you big red wine drinkers out there, just be ready that this wine is not going to be that big blow your doors Pinot Noir or red wine.
Yeah, it's delicate. It's beautiful.
It's super delicate and fresh. It's hard to say that a red wine is fresh, but it's fresh because you are getting the really kind of rich, ripe strawberry, cherry out of it as well. So I love the screw cap.
It's a little earthy too.
And, well, Oregon has a signature earthiness to it. So I love the screw cap for this wine because it retains that high-level fruit profile, right? And some people might argue, listen, there's an earthiness to Oregon wines that you picked up, that you want that cork to get the micro-oxygenation because that's what brings out the earthy stuff. The mushrooms and the kind of the leather and all that stuff comes out more if you age it with a cork. But we wanted to do a version that was fresh, beautiful, elegant, highly, classy, if you will. This wine is fantastic.
And I'm going to drink it within the next year, so I don't think it matters.
Oh, I think it's going to be gone in months. So
Okay, months. I was trying to be cool.
So with Pinot Noir, what do you look for? You look for the red fruits. But, I said red fruits on this one, but this is much more higher, like unripened raspberry and those kind of things. This is going to still be like cherry, darker cherries, those kind of things,
What
right?
do you think?
But you're also going to see that there's going to be an earthiness in it as well. And by the way, the Rockstar here has a Pinot Noir glass, and you guys can see it. So a Pinot Noir glass that you can get from Riedel, by the way, does flange the wine. It actually, so Pinot Noir doesn't have a big nose to it. So what they do is they push the sides in, and then they give a little bit of like a top just to have the wine.
See?
So the aroma, and scientifically, actually will build up speed because it goes up the sides. And because it's getting condensed into a smaller space, and so when it hits that top, it actually comes out a little bit faster. That's some dorky, quirky stuff right there. That's some real dorky stuff, but it actually is true. Can you tell?
You know what? The nose is beautiful, and maybe that has to do with the fact that the glass is helping me.
Yeah, so wine's good too. All right, so Pinot Noir, you look for those red fruits, but you always want to look for an earthiness. With Pinot, you always want to look for elegance, of course, and elegance can come on a bigger elegance or a much more lighter style elegance, which is going to be more red fruit driven, but the earthiness. That's what we love about Pinot Noir. And by the way, another reason we always look to launch Pinots in May along with our Rosé, because it's a lighter style red wine that goes great with summer. Summer. Warmer months, you typically drink less big red wines.
Yeah.
Winter months, you'll typically drink more big red wines.
Yeah, that's true.
Full-bodied whites like Chardonnay.
Yeah.
So this wine is outstanding. This is a very special partnership. We hope to continue with this partnership with them. The Pinot Gris is so good.
That's
and we still have some of those available in the shop if you want some of those. But I'm going to ask Mindi here to talk a little bit about the Viva La Sol label, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And the playlist, and hopefully I can get that wine from you because she's been sitting there drinking it the whole time.
I am, yeah. I was going to drink the whole thing.
I'm talking about the wine. I'm like,
there's more. It's fine. It's not going away. Okay, check out the label on this.
Did you put the screw cap back on?
No.
You want to retain the freshness.
Oh, really?
Sure.
So used to leaving them open. Okay. So
I know that about you.
this label, literally, we took the inspiration for this label from an old Chicago Blues Festival poster. And they had this beautiful microphone, which if you're a music dork like me, you know it's a Shure 55. Very historic. You've seen everyone from Elvis to Billie Holiday to me sing on these microphones.
To me.
Really, really beautiful. So we thought it was a very elegant solution for a label, and soul music is what we paired with this wine because it's elegant, but yet it's a little earthy. It's got a little grit, but it's so velvety.
You ready? You ready? This is one of the greatest
Okay.
parts of any song ever. Sam Cooke or Steve Perry?
Oh, it's
Right.
Sam Cooke.
Oh, I know.
Woo. Bill.
Got a little Bill Withers in the house, and always your friend and ours, Booker T.
Booker T. Jones. Come on, you can't go wrong with
Right.
Booker T. Jones and Sam Cooke and Bill Withers and Ray Charles and,
Right.
Sam and Dave, Wilson Pickett.
Wilson Pickett.
You need to drink this wine, and you need to listen to this playlist on Spotify.
Etta James.
Etta James.
Etta James. Al Green.
Of course. Give me that one.
Where are you going to take me? We probably should have ended this video a couple minutes ago, but we're having a good time.
We got carried away. This was supposed to be like a 2-minute video.
I'm living like I do.
All right.
I know, right?
Drink these wines.
I'm actually looking at it. It's almost 20 minutes now. We were going to do, what, 5?
Drink it, yeah, like 2. I don't know.
Awesome.
What do we know? We love being with you guys. We love these wines. So drink with us live on Facebook. Join us for my birthday. We're going to cook some food that pairs perfectly with these wines. I'm going to play you some music, and we're just going to have some fun.
There's one question that remains on the live show. Mm-hmm. Will I shave before then or not? And
you can leave your comments in the comment section on that.
I'm going to also invite these 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Batman and me in the room at the same time? And have you ever seen George Clooney and me in the room at the same time?
Wow.
I say that because one day I'm going to tell you, hey, honey, we have a villa in south of France.
Oh, okay. Hey,
All right.
sure.
You know why we haven't seen in the room at the same time? Because he doesn't want to hang out with me.
Right, okay,
That's
yeah.
why we're not in the room.
I think so.
Batman? Could be me. So, all right.
Kind of, yeah.
All right.
That's kind of sexy.
I could dress up in a Batman suit one night for you, though.
You did. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to end this video. Enjoy these wines. If you're not part of our club, go buy a couple bottles. Taste it through live with us on May 23rd on Facebook. And we will see you on tour. We will see you at our New Year's Eve event in Coronado Bay outside of San Diego. And we will see you on our wine and jazz adventures. Cheers.
Cheers.